Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Brian. You are Chords and Notes Nation. You've been invited into my living room to have a seat once again. Ren has created something new for us to listen to, relatively new. I'm a little late to the party. This was a week ago at the time I'm recording this, but I've had a lot of stuff going on my channel and in my life, so I'm going to try and keep up with all the new stuff as much as I can. But thank you so much for coming back. If you're new here, please check out the description box below for ways to support the channel, follow me outside of the channel, Chords and Notes merch, all of that fun stuff. And if you are a fan of Ren, I have reacted to quite a few of his. I don't know the exact number, but I'm sure it's over 50 of his videos, and I will be reacting to hopefully all of them over time. But this is a new one, so I think this one jumps up in priority. And I have not heard of it. I'm not aware of it, other than other people have listened to it and reacted to it, which I have not listened to any of these reactions over this one, so I have no clue. This is a blind reaction. You could have a lot of fun with what I just said. Anyways, you guys ready? Okay, 794,000 views in 7 days. Man, that's pretty amazing. And he's pretty amazing. So let's get started. Okay. String quartet. All right. I can do this.
I've got dirt on my Reeboks from staying up all night. I spent my last £10 on this pack of Marlboro Lights. I phoned up Stevie, I said, G, you alright? He said, it's 6 in the morning, brother, get some shut-eye. I feel a sense of well-being this time in the morning. Wear my heart out of my hoodie while the city is snoring. Drunks falling off the sidewalks get issued a warning. Distant sirens, they crescendo like a symphony calling. This is the Britain I know, this is the Britain I love. There's poetry inside this city if you listen enough. Working class casualties out on the street sleep rough, while a mother with her baby takes a pram to the pub. And while she's knocking them down, the cost of living goes...
I am going to go back. What is the name of that classical tune that they're playing? I know it, but I can't recall it. You guys let me know. And I love the fact that he's speaking from the streets, from a street perspective, but he's talking about the poetry of the Britain that he loves, and he's connecting it back to classical music. I think there's a really nice connection between the classical and his style, and it's only Ren's style, right? That's just got this. It's so appropriate. I love the dichotomy there, the musical dichotomy. That is so cool.
Distant sirens, they crescendo like a symphony calling. This is the Britain I know, this is the Britain I love. There's poetry inside this city if you listen enough. Working class casualties out on the street sleep rough, while a mother with her baby takes a pram to the pub. And while she's knocking them down, the cost of living goes up. I can't relate to politicians with their head in the mud. I resonate with messy Fridays with my boy smoking bud. We do our bit to numb the struggle, as below so above, as above so below. Here in the city we glow. I blow a smoke ring up to heaven and it makes a halo. And then the clock strikes 7, guess it's time to head home. My companion is the city, so I'm never alone. Stepping in and out of gaps of the pavement cracks. If I go to sleep now, that's an anticlimax. People rise to work and the sun mirrors that. A perfect juxtaposition for those out on the lash. Bear with me, it's beautiful, I think it's irrefutable. There's beauty in the contradicting Britain, indisputable. Junkie in the cubicle, his old spoon is usable. His mother's in a black suit, crying at a funeral. 9 to 5 crucible, this route is not commutable. A kid falls off the tracks, then he serves a stretchered juvenile. Libby's at the dolies, but her disposition's humourful, while Davy's at the bookies and his mates call him delusional Britain. Drink it down and moan about the weather when the sun starts shining. Feel the factor 10 tremor. Boys will be in it together till the fists start flying like the Conor McGregor, and then he's out. I think he took it too far. I think the boy saw red. I think he hit him too hard. Now he's face down on the pavement with a face full of tar. Mad how small altercations can define who we are. That's my cue. I guess it's time to head home. Bittersweet how my high found its way to below. And I've said it once before, as above so below. Living on the streets of Britain, you just go with the flow. But I'm done, I'm out for the night. As the sun paints the pavements, I'll turn out the light. White noise on the radio to quiet my mind. I always was an overthinker, just the way I'm designed. Britain, drink it down and moan about the weather. When it's all said and done, we'll be in it all together. Boys, we'll be like you forever. It's a bittersweet symphony with birds of a feather. Cause it's a bittersweet symphony that's life.
I love that vibrato he's putting in there.
Trying to make ends meet. You're a slave to money, then you die.
Okay. Right there. Otherwise it's gonna kick into the next. So much to digest there. I mean, I could spend probably an hour just talking about each of the lines that he was coming up with and how he was tying them together. That's one of the things that I have to say I admire about him, is where he's able to take his real life experience, bring it to you in a very unfiltered way, yet somehow metaphorically tie it all together into a greater concept. And I think right at the, as I'm listening to it, I'm like, how am I gonna express what this is doing to me, or what this song is really about to me? And I think right at the end, he basically just spelled it out for us. And I love when he went away from the rapping style into his singing style, and he put those little vibratos in there. That was just so uniquely Ren, as far as I'm concerned. I love this this string quartet that kind of was the echo of the past. You know, they were holding that classical music that tied to a lot of these things that he was talking about. Yet the scene was not necessarily on the street, so to speak, but on the street. You know, it was just playing in a yard, buildings around, guys playing soccer, football as you guys call it, and him in his street clothes with his backpack just saying his message, with this string quartet that represents the other side of things, you know, the other. Oh, here's the other thing. As above, so below. That's in the Bible, man. That's in the Bible, and he keeps making biblical references. He keeps bringing them in, and not inappropriate ways, but in appropriate ways into his message. And this one was really cool because this is the one, like, okay, first of all, musically I liked it. You know, it just had that nice, good Ren rapping rhythm to it, but it had that classical connection as well. But the message, I think that's a message that transcends just Britain. You know, we're all kind of slave to that crucible of 9 to 5, so to speak. In my case, it's 7 to 7. So I could probably relate a little more to Since I've Been Loving You by Led Zeppelin. Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot lately too. You know, and this is the beautiful thing about music. It gets you to think. Really think about how we are all stuck in this system. The system has us slave to the grind. But we're you know, how many people are actually able to crawl out of it? He talks about the mom, and he talks about him and his buddies smoking dope, and the mom drinking, and, you know, all of these things that are related to the the external, how do I want to put it? The external things that we use to help us feel better about ourselves, about what we use to help us ease the pain of what reality has become, what we've allowed it to become, what those in power have made it to be. Which I believe there's a major transformation that will take place on this earth very soon. But that being said, he's speaking from the street, he's speaking from the heart, he's speaking about what he sees, he's speaking about what he knows. And at the same time, that classical quartet not only, that string quartet not only connects back to a more, the classical era, and everything that represents, but I think it also is sort of a song towards the future, how the future could be better, you know? But until that happens, this is where it is. And I think that's where he left it. And that's what it spoke to me. There's a brilliance in what Ren does, if you can find it for yourself. Again, music is a subjective experience. Not everybody is going to get the same meaning out of it. Not everybody's going to get the same thing out of it. That's just the way it is, and that's okay. But this is what I got out of it, without diving specifically for a long period of time into each train of thought, trying to summarize everything like this. What a wonderful, wonderful musician he is. What a wonderful artist. And I truly think he's probably a really wonderful person as well, because that shows through in art. Art is a great filter for the soul. It's a great, maybe not a filter, but magnifying glass. How's that? It will show what's truly there, you know. And if you're not authentic, that'll come through also. So, very cool. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me. God bless you. Jesus loves you. And I will talk to you in the next video.